You probably won't be able to hear because I've disabled a lot of the background noise, but like there's a storm outside and it's pretty darn violent. Like trees are going crazy and there's water all over the place. That's actually how storms work now that I think about it. That doesn't seem so strange now that I've mentioned it. But yeah, there's a storm outside. I hope you can't hear it. A lot of background noise. So, with that magnificent opening out of the way, hello Rarely friends! This is not a writing advice video. This is more of a channel update. Why? Because those of you who follow me on Twitter have heard recently that I had a pretty darn odd week last week from your point of view. So I'm going to make this very clear right now. What happened last week is not going to have any effect on the channel at all. You're still going to have the same content coming out at the same time, hopefully, unless like things stop me. Like if life gets in the way, which was the reason why there wasn't a video last Friday, there's not much I can do about it because, you know, I only have so many hours in the day. So if life gets in the way and I no longer have those hours, then it's kind of out of my hands. I hate it when videos don't go up, and, you know, I hope that you guys don't mind too much. It's just life, and it's one of those things where I want to honestly apologize, but I can't really honestly apologize because it's kind of out of my hands. So it's one of those really awkward real life things. Talking about real life things, just really quickly. What happened last week would have been so much more terrifying if it hadn't been for the awesome people who support me through Patreon, and the people who watch these videos without ad block, and the people who buy my books. Seriously, it means the world to me because it allows me a better cushion of safety for the moments when life gets in the way and then you realize that, wow, life can be scary at times and out of your control. And I think it is the things that are out of our control that remind us of uncertainty, and those are the worst parts of life. But I was able to overcome this obstacle, you know, the latest random encounter in the board game of my life. I was able to get through it. So I wanted to take a formal moment to thank all the people who support me through Patreon, the people who buy my books, and the people who watch these videos, with that ad block. It actually means a lot. I know that I'm not getting like PewDiePie views, but it is still, you know, revenue that I actually get through Google, and it eventually makes its way to me, and it's actually, you know, a meaningful part of my income. So thank you. With all of that feelings and downer news out of the way, let's talk about the fun stuff. So there's one more world building video, and it's gonna go up the Wednesday after this video goes up. And it is a video on how to spice up the real world. It's a nice little fun video, and I have it ready. It's gonna go up on Wednesday, no doubt about it. It's gonna be real fun, and I can't wait to share it with you. Once that's out though, well, I don't have much to go on, and I thought, you know what? There are so many of you, and you all have questions that you probably have been meaning to ask forever, so let's make this a formal chance to do just that! Consider this an invitation for you to send your questions my way, whether it is leaving them in the comments below, or over at my official email, mail@mkieran.com, or over at my Twitter or my Tumblr. Whatever you need to do, get those questions out to me. I am going to be looking through them over the next couple of days and arranging a series of videos, because while I did enjoy doing the series on world building, I kind of miss this sporadic nature of just, you know, talking about subject, you know, a subject and another subject, maybe doing some blitz videos. I'll have to see, you know, depending on the size of the questions. But, you know, other than that, you know, I want to get your questions. You know, let's interact a little more. Send questions, you know, my way, and I'll, you know, go about making videos and replies. So yeah, consider this your one and only, it's actually not your one and only, but consider this your one and only chance for the moment to send quick questions directly to me. Questions that I'll be considering for videos in the future. So leave them in the comments, tweet them at me, send them to my email, mail@mkieran.com, or, you know, on my Tumblr profile. Just shoot them at me somehow, and I will catch them and probably make a video on them. Why this? Why make a, you know, vlog, pseudo-vlog, half of it being mildly depressing, the other half being incredibly happy? Well, it is because I believe that communication is important. By the way, fun fact, I actually like have it on my like list of notes that I want to talk about. I don't do scripts, I just do notes. And it's like, communication is totes important, yo, and then LOL. Allow me to articulate that a little better. No, I believe that communication is super important in all relationships. That is, the relationship between you and your friends, you and your family, you and your viewers. You know, all of those relationships are important, and communication needs to go all the way. So, you know, a bunch of you were wondering and sending me messages, and they were incredibly sweet and uplifting, and it meant the world to me. And I thought, for those of you who, you know, weren't brave enough to reach out and ask me personally, I thought, you know what, let's make a formal video, let you know what happened. It wasn't anything too scary, it's just life. The random encounters of the board game of life. I felt pretty clever about that line, so I thought let's recycle it again. But yeah, that was basically that. There's still Fallout that I have to deal with. Money. But for the time being, though, the channel is not changing. Nothing bad is happening. You're gonna get the same content, and even better than that, the content that you want. So send those questions my way. So I just got like a message from someone who lives like 2 blocks down. I point as though like where I am and like the region and the location, but yeah, a couple blocks down, and like right where like the electrical thing splits, and they lost power. So I'm gonna wrap this up right now before I lose power, which could be entirely likely. Thankfully, though, I have the means to ride. Don't you love it when the power goes out? I actually kind of love it when the power goes out. Because you get to light candles, and you get to do things that you generally wouldn't do because, we've become a little dependent on the technology. Max said, looking at their setup with like 2 monitors and like 2 tablets, and I'm a giant nerd. I like my setup, I'm a giant nerd. But I also like when the power goes out. So I am mildly hoping that the power does go out. So again, to have a nice moment of darkness and candles, and probably reading by candlelight. That sounds like fun. So with that out of the way, I want to thank you for watching. Thank you for spending a little bit of your day with me, and I will be seeing you and your questions soon. Mwah! You want to know how trash I am? I love my setup. I love my recording setup, and I forgot that I left my freaking basket in the front. It's in the shot, and that's driving me insane. And like, if I wasn't so pressed for time today, I would totally reshoot this video. I'm trash.